Well, you would have seen yesterday. Julia Wandelt court case was at the final statement for the prosecution. But today, ladies and gentlemen, it's the defence. Be interesting to see what they've said. I'm sure they're going to give it, oh, poor Julia. Don't worry about the McCanns and Madeleine McCann or anything. It's all about Julia. That's what she wants. Gets on my nerves, she does. The sooner this is done, the better. I hope they don't acquit it, even though that's what they're going to be hoping for. But yes, I'm out of breath. I didn't realise the time. I was like, hurry up, Wiz. You're 2 minutes late, mate. But I hope you're well. And this part was yesterday. The prosecution statement was Monday. And now the defence obviously done their bit yesterday, which was Tuesday. So I made sure there's enough information. And then we'll go through that. You have to let me know what you think in the chat. But the jurors have been urged to acquit Julia Wandelt of stalking. I mean, you're storing Madeleine McCann's parents, like full-on stalking, harassing. Yes, that'd be good as a jury. The jury get to it. It would be fantastic. If that is the case, I'll probably be doing that later as well. More than likely today. I'll have to cancel my 4 o'clock that I've got planned and jump on that. But I will be keeping my ears to the ground. I'm sure you are. But yeah, we will be keeping an eye on it. I did have a window where I could see, but I think I closed it, and now I don't know what I've done with it. But it was coming up at some point. But yeah, more than likely it will be an extra. Yeah, I'll throw it in. I'll do that, and then obviously my news that I've got coming up, which is quite juicy. Will be done afterwards, depending obviously on time and that. But yeah, I've got no issue if I have to, like 4 o'clock, say, maybe 5 o'clock, or I'll do at 4 o'clock. That's normally about an hour till about 5. Then I'll have a look. If anything's come up, then I'll go live at sort of 5:30, 6 with regards to Julia Wandelt. So I'm just going to play it by ear. It's going to be a bit of a hopscotch situation, but I mean, we can only go by what we go. But I did, like I say, I've got a thing open, but it's not really updating or saying anything, which I think is really annoying. That's why I had to start doing, like, say, yesterday's I've got to do today, because they're so slow getting information out. They were literally doing live updates like every day, but I don't know what they're doing now. It's really annoying. But as far as I can see, there's literally nothing that's sort of live, so to speak. Let me add the word live and see what it says. But because the BBC were doing it, Sky were doing it, they all had their little live streams going on. But no, the results are saying no, but it's a bit annoying. But no, there's nothing. No, I'm not seeing anything like super updated. That's really annoying. Well, I do. My videos come up in the results. That's no good, is it? But Yvonne, I think it's shocking if they get off with it. She'll be telling all on her Facebook page. Yeah, she'll be milking that as well. Yeah, if she gets away with it. Yeah, there's nothing literally live coming up, but the jurors have been urged to acquit her, which is just, I don't get that. I mean, I know it's the defence, but come on. But the barrister argued that she was confused about her parental background, which she's not, because she's made it all up. and only approached a couple when at the end of her tether. No, it's when she realised, like, to get more and more attention, isn't it? It's absolutely nothing to do with not knowing her parental background. And that was like when she lied on under oath, because she said like her mum wouldn't do a DNA test, and her mum said yes she would, as long as Julia pays for it, she'd do a DNA test. And then Julia said nothing more about it, so she knows exactly what she's doing. Tom Price KC said Julia, who jurors have been told wrongly believes she was Madeleine, behaved politely and had been protective of Kate McCann when she visited her Leicestershire home. That was in December last year, wasn't it? Well, there you go. You don't worry about ending up in court. If you're polite, you get off with it. Well, you're so polite. It's not whether she's polite or not. It's just consistent for years. Just hassling, just constant. I mean, it's ridiculous. Same for Karen. But Karen didn't even take the stand, did she? Because she knows, like, she was just going to get mullered. I don't even know why Julia bothered. I said she'd ruin it for herself, and she did. So, but it even says, like, both women, like, deny taking part in a cruel and unforgiving campaign of stalking, causing serious alarm or distress to Miss McCann and her husband, Jerry. I mean, prosecutors allege Julia peddled the myth that she was Madeleine. And that's just ridiculous. And then she was stalking them via emails, leaving voicemails, and turning up at their home. In his closing speech to the jury yesterday, Mr. Price described Julia as a rather sad and pathetic young woman. Yes, 100%. That's the defence. Who had not benefited in any way from attempting to contact the McCanns while requesting a DNA test. But the bigger picture was she did, because she was saying, oh, send me money, send me money, send me money. Oh, let me go on the Sean Atwood show. Let me talk to Ron Swanson. Let me go on Dr. Phil. Let me just deny all results for DNA tests. So, you know, Mr. Price said the trial, there's one real question that we have to ask about this case. If Julia Wandelt is stalking the McCanns, what is the benefit to her? What has she gained from this? Being in court, publicity. And what do you mean, if Julia Wandelt is stalking? She was stalking. I mean, the evidence is there. Literally, she is stalking. Her mother said from day one, Julia wanted attention. Yep. I feel for her mother having a daughter like her. Yeah, me too. I mean, it must be awful. I'd love to talk to Julia's mum, because I bet she has taken a lot of crap because of this. I mean, it's been a joke. Like, there were rumours that every time Julia ended up being in the press, that they had to sort of be on the lay low. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just all coming back, people being nasty and saying this and that to them, when none of it's true. I don't understand. Julia Wandelt's been going around with this, trust me, bro. And everyone's like, yeah, right. I just don't get it. I mean, with people that deluded or that lost in life, they just want anything to get hold of. So they thought, oh, yes, Julia Wandelt is Madeleine McCann. Like that idiot on Facebook who thinks he goes to visit her, and that Inga Zyler weirdo. What an absolute muppet he is. He's dangerous, severely dangerous. You're giving it all that, oh, the truth will be out soon and everyone will see Madeleine, and shut up, mate. I mean, these people, the whole situation get dangerous. And I was wondering, and in fear of the fact that someone like Julia Wandelt, all those lies, you get that Inga Zyler idiot from Facebook saying, like, I'm psychic, I know the truth, and Julia is Madeleine, and I went to see Madeleine McCann in prison. It's idiots like him that can end up doing something because of Julia. That's what's dangerous. So even if you think Julia Wandelt won't do anything specific in any way to harm Kate, Jerry, Emily, or Sean, then what about idiots like that Inga Zyler bloke? What if he does something because he's like so offended because it didn't go Julia Wandelt's way? What if he steps up and starts doing really weird, freaky stuff? And then he could end up being a danger to the McCanns in the name of Julia. So that'd be all because of Julia. That's the bigger picture, and it's seriously dangerous. asserting that the prosecution had been unable to answer what was actually an unanswerable question. Mr. Price added, if the Crown theory is correct, it is that she knew from the very beginning that she is not Madeleine McCann. If that theory is correct, what on earth has she been doing for the past 3 years? Well, she knows literally from the beginning, but she's lying. I mean, it's not hard, is it? So she spent the last 3 years trying to make a name for herself, screaming for attention, because hence she's done music, OnlyFans, and God knows what else, all for attention. So the theory is correct. And if you want to know what she's been doing for the past 3 years, it's trying to make a name for herself. She's trying to make money, grifting, lying. She's a fraud, a liar, and a con. I've said that how many times? That's the problem. Inviting jurors to consider whether Julia's claim to be Madeleine was a genuine belief. Mr. Price said, the answer must be that she wanted answers to the complex questions that may arise from her rather unfortunate background. She hasn't got an unfortunate background. I mean, where's that coming from? She knows who her mum and dad is, and her stepdad, who looked after her and had some money. So the answer she wants, she actually invented the questions. Julia contacted the McCanns as the last thing she could do. Well, no, it wasn't. She was told how many times beforehand, you're not Madeleine. You look nothing like Madeleine. They got the McCanns all sort of like slim, tall, athletic looking, and then you got her short, dumpling, jacket potato looking. Not for a better phrase. But do you know what I mean? It gets on my nerve. I can't stand people like Julia who just lie through their back teeth. And they end up here in court because of this. And even you got this bloke, it's the last thing she could do. No, it's not the last thing she could do. Just step back. I mean, what? She knows she made it all up from the beginning. So the idea of taking it a step further to contact the McCanns was to reiterate her lies, saying, well, I wouldn't be doing that if I was lying, knowing full well she's lying. I mean, it's all psychological warfare with her. It's just lies upon lies upon lies. It's all part of the big fraud, the big con. That's all it is. But anyway, Julia contacted the McCanns as the last thing she could do, the court was told, after contacting the ongoing police inquiry into Madeleine's disappearance and 22 other organisations, including police in Portugal and Britain and a Polish missing persons group. See, that's the delusion. 22 other organisations, and she knew full well what she was doing from the get-go. It's all part of the bigger picture for her to back up her trust me, bro. She literally has no evidence at all. Mr. Price said this was a woman who was at the end of her tether when she finally had any actual contact with the McCanns in December. Making contact with the McCanns is probably the biggest mistake she made, because that's just absolutely ruthless. It's disgusting. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Who's paying for the court case? Oh, yeah, taxpayers. Yeah, us. Great. Fantastic. Do you know what I mean? Julia made no threats of violence and showed no malevolence towards the McCanns, Mr. Price said. But all the letters, the phone calls and everything else, what you on about? Claiming the Polish citizen, claiming Julia had been protective towards Ms. McCann during an encounter on her driveway. Mr. Price went on, this is not wicked behaviour. No, it's what's in there. It's not the physical. It's the mental, mate. This is confused behaviour, no, retarded behaviour. This is the behaviour we would submit of a rather sad and pathetic young woman. We got that bit right. We'd have to have a heart of stone, members of the jury, not to feel some sympathy and compassion for that young woman. Shut up. Absolutely no sympathy or compassion for her whatsoever. She absolutely 100% invented this. And now, because she's getting her comeuppance, we've got to have sympathy and compassion. Are you for real? Julia, sit down, shut up, get a job. Absolute joke. To find Julia guilty, Mr. Price said, jurors would have to be satisfied so they are sure that she had caused a serious alarm or distress, while Miss McCann had described his client as an irritant. cause serious alarm or distress. You mean approaching someone on their driveway, doing this, that, and everything else is not. Are you for real? It's not enough to say she was irritating, annoying, or overbearing in this case. No, she was harassing. She was causing serious alarm and distress, turning up, banging on their door, and we say you can't be so satisfied, and you should find her not guilty. I don't think so. Simon Russell, Flint Casey, defending Karen Spragg, said Karen's sole purpose had been to find out whether Julia might be the missing Madeleine. I mean, to even contemplate the fact that she might be shows you're an idiot. You're an absolute idiot. Thing is, though, it says they all deny one count of stalking, but I thought it was to do with causing serious alarm or distress. So what happened to the charges then? Have they changed without me knowing about it? Do you? Denying one count of stalking? Or is that come under serious alarm or distress? Or have I missed something? I thought there were two different charges. But it's stalking, causing serious alarm and distress. But there's no way you could find someone like Julia not guilty of everything that she's done. That's ridiculous. And that's all I could literally find about the defence's closing statement. It was like it with the prosecution statement. I don't know if the media are just keeping it on the lay low deliberately or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's an absolute nightmare. But I'm keeping an eye on it. And if anything does come up later, I'll be online straight away with regards to any ruling, whether the jury come back and say whether she's innocent or guilty. But I'm not going to be impressed if she's found innocent, because that literally makes a mockery of the last 3 years of what the McCanns and everyone else, all the police officers and everyone, has been through. It'd be ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But that is the Julia Wandelt defense closing statement, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it as always. Take it easy, and obviously, hopefully, the next one may be the verdict. Who knows? But for now, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Wizard's words.